Hello everyone, welcome to this last session of Zen Chakras. Today we will be drawing our crown chakra or the Sahasra, the Bij mantra or the seed mantra being Om. So this chakra is located at the top of our head, the crown chakra as we say it, controlling the pineal gland. And we will talk more about the chakra as we draw it. It is the simplest to draw, right? So just find out the center of your tile as we do for all, and then just draw a circle, and then you have to actually draw as many petals as you feel like, because the chakra has about 1,000 petals. So we won't be drawing those 1,000 petals, we will just go with as many as we want. Yeah, so I'm just going to draw a circle in the center, right? And then I'm just going to randomly draw petals all around, just like a tangle shine in Zentangle. Yeah, that's the way I'm going to be drawing the petals all around this circle. The color of this chakra is violet. Yeah, so let's get started. I'm first going to ink my circle. So many of my followers, subscribers keep asking me about chakras, what is the significance, how is it related to Zentangle. No, it is not exactly related to Zentangle, just that they are both meditative. Chakra drawings are used in meditation, they are used for healing. Knowledge of chakras is good if you are a healer, if you want to get healed, if you do heal, if you are into yoga and meditation, then it's a good idea to know about chakras, the placement of chakras, their importance, how do they help to heal, what part of the body that they control, right? So double line. Inside I will just write Om. You can also write it in English if you want. This is Sanskrit, right? So I'm going to write a big Om. Right? So once we are done with that, now we just have to go around and add petals, right? So as I mentioned, we add many, but we are not going to be adding 1,000 here. So I'm just going to start randomly, add 2 or 3 layers of petals, just like we draw the tangle shine in Zentangle. Yes. The crown chakra element is again ether. So basically controls our upper brain, the right eye, our spinal system, nervous system, cerebral system. Yeah, so that was the first layer. Now before I go with the second, I'm going to outline it. Yeah, so that all the levels are discrete, they look clear if we want to color it. So if you want to add 1,000 petals, yes, there is a geometry behind that also, but I'm not going into that. So I'm auraing the first layer of petals that I've added. Right? And now in between you can add the second layer, yeah, or you can add it like this, whichever you want. Either you can add the second layer like this in between, or you can add it like this, yeah. So I'm going to do it like this. Take your time, keep rotating your tile. So chakra you would be aware of if you are practicing Reiki, if you are practicing pranic healing, if you practice yoga regularly, then you would know the importance of these chakras. It finds mention in almost every religious book, maybe differently, but they are the energy centers of our body. So that was the second layer, yeah. So let's not extend it more, because let us add some tangles also inside. If you want, you can add some bit of scallop design, or probably we will add crescent moon, convert this into crescent moon, because we have quite a bit of space inside also. So take your time, slowly. I'm going to add an aura inside again. If you want, you can ink the rest. It will add some drama. I will add violet. Right? So now let us add some other tangles. So what I'm going to do is probably add a tangle called Toodles, or you can add something like the tangle petal paints. Yes. So just add a small curve, add a mesh inside, and then add some petal shapes, connect it with the semicircle here. So let's do that. Like this again. Yes. So I'm going to continue like this. Please draw at your own pace. Yeah. So I've added those flowers or the tangle petal paints all around. You can also add some etching if you want. It will look nice. Some fine hatching. Like this. Yeah. So I'm done with that exercise. Yeah. Let us now add an orb or a caviar at each of these intersections. You can add anything else. Simple tipple. Take your time. Almost done. Just an orb, another orb inside. Leave a highlight and fill up the rest. Right, done with that. Now I'm going to add another aura. Just mimic the outer shape. Slowly, take your time. Almost there. Yeah. Now the rest of the tile, also in these spaces, if you want, you can add a moon shape. These petal shapes, you can add moon inside and add auras around, or just add moons or add petals, whatever you feel like. Yeah. So I'm just going to add a small moon. Take your time. Slowly do that exercise for all. Yeah. So I've added that moon. If you want to deck up this inner petals also, you can, or you can just leave it like that because you have to add violet also, right? So it is up to you. You can add a small printum if you want, something like this. Your choice. Just adding a small spiral, smaller version of printum. Right. Now the rest of the space is up to you. What do you want to add? So let us add simple lines, or you can add knight's bridge, or you can add floors. Right. So whatever tangle you feel like at that point of time, go with that. Probably I'll just go with floors. Take your time. Right, so once you have drawn those lines, now you can either add a center line and just go with floors, or you can add bead lines, or you can add knight's bridge. Whatever you feel like, please go with that. There's so many tangles to choose from. Whatever comes to you easily, whatever you feel like drawing at that point of time, just go with it. Yeah. So I'm just going to, you can either add dots or you can add these diamond shapes at each of the intersections like this. Yeah. And here also, wherever you think they will be visible, take your time, slowly add that small diamond to each of the intersections. Yeah. Still continuing with the same exercise, adding a part of the diamond shape on the other side of the line. You can also add bead lines, just add dots on each of these lines. As I mentioned, you can add knight's bridge. You can fill up the entire space with bronze chairs. So many things that you can do. So many tangles that you can choose from. So I thought, why not combine our Zentangle with the chakras, create beautiful chakra drawings which you can frame and use whenever you are meditating or healing. And otherwise also, if you are not doing any of these, they can be a nice piece of art. Take your time. Done with that? Yeah, so now if you want, you can add at these places also some hidden ones. So I'm now going to be coloring my chakra. Yeah, so I have some violet color with me, but if you don't have violet, no problem. You can take blue and add a dash of red and white to it to get violet. Yeah, so I have the color with me, so I'm going to use that. But that's how you can make violet, with the help of blue and a bit of red and white. Yeah. So let's get started. So up to us, how do we want to go about? So I'm going to fill the inside space with violet. So the color is still thick, so you need to add more water. Right, so just do it at your own pace. If you have brush pen, you can use that. I'm using acrylic color. Take your time, no hurry. Yeah. So I'm done doing the center part. Now I'm going to move on to the petals. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is probably line the petals from inside. You can even use a thinner brush for that. I think I will switch to a thinner brush for doing that. Let us first fill up this space. Yeah. So these petals I'm going to fill up. Take your time. And these petals, inner ones, I'm just going to line them, give an inner aura with my violet. Yeah. So I'm now on the last one, the bigger petal. I have almost finished. So spaces are small, you need to be little careful. Yeah. And then I'm going to switch to a little finer brush, and as I mentioned, I'm just going to add an outline. I'm not sure, not outline, actually it's an inner line, just like this. Not going to color the entire thing. Something like this. Yeah. So let's do that. Entirely up to you. If you want to color it completely, you can. So let me quickly do that exercise and I get back and we shade our tile. So one last thing that I am doing here is adding a small moon inside with my violet. If you want, you can do it with your black. Almost done. Yeah, that's about it. Let us give it 2 minutes to dry up before we move on to shading. Yeah. So the paint has almost dried up, and before we go to shade, I'm just redoing some of the lines after adding paint. Running my black pen over. time. Yeah, and probably this one. So it's entirely up to you. If you don't want to redo it, you can skip it, but it looks better after you have painted, since the lines are not that thick. So it will be a good idea to redo some of the lines. Yeah, so let's get to shading now. So I'm just going to add some thick graphite here outside the aura that I drew. You can also add your gray watercolor if you want. So let us first add pencil, and then we can go ahead and add gray watercolor pencil so that the center design gets a lift and the floors, the design outside the chakra gets a dip. Yeah, so that kind of an effect. First let us add the graphite. Yes, now time to blend. Yeah, so you can see the center design just gets a lift. If you want, you can give a slight touch here, not much, if you wish to. And then just blend a little. Make sure you don't blend too much. Just a little bit. Yeah. So now with your gray brush pen, if you want, you can re-emphasize the gray that you added here. So I'm just going to use my gray brush pen and redo the outer aura. So just to re-emphasize the dip. You can see the extra darkness that it adds. Will add to the look of your tile. Like this. So last but not the least, if you want, you can use your jelly roll and add some bit of dots inside, or you can deck up your moons with some puffs or dots like this. Right, so I'm using my jelly roll 10 and adding some small dots as an embellishment. To the chakra drawing. Make sure you give time to the jelly roll to dry up. A little bit of smudge there. So I think I can use my brush to cover it up. Yeah. That's about it. I don't think we need to do anything else. That's our crown chakra, the last of the series. That's all for today and this session, this special series on Zen Chakras. And I shall see you again with another new idea, new series. Till then, have a good time. Bye-bye.